What's up guys, Gypsy back here with my week 6 match in the CFA. Today we're going up against the Prinplups, and these guys have a pretty threatening team. I'll just give a quick rundown of the team that he's rocking with. He's got the Mega Metacham, which is always a monster in the format. He's got Victini, which is equally as devastating. He's got Blissey, huge nuisance for any special attacker. He's got Crobat, Gardevoir, Alomomola, Cradily, Tyranitar, Scolipede, Stoutland, and Ambipom. So this guy has a lot of offensive threats in his team. Not to mention a pretty annoying, wall core with Blissey and Alomomola and Crobat. Tyranitar if he wants to run like a Sped Tyranitar or something. So yeah, this guy's got a pretty good team. Going into the match, I was pretty concerned about Victini because of how versatile it can be, and Banded V-Create, Adamant V-Create Banded, 2-hit KO's defensive Crest, 2-hit KO's defensive Gligar. It destroys Rotom. My only real check to a Banded Adamant Victini is a defensive Mega Altaria, but he can just as easily run the special set. So I was pretty concerned about Victini going to the match, but I felt, with the team I brought, that I could handle it pretty effectively. So, with Mega Metacham, I'm not too worried about, because I do have Crest, and I can deal with Sand offense with Gligar. So I'll just give a quick rundown of the team that I brought. Unfortunately, they don't all get to feature, as you'll see what happens in the battle, but I'll just give a quick rundown anyway. So, first up we've got Jirachi. Now, Jirachi is a sub. It's a sub-Drain Punch Iron Head set. I'm carrying T-Wave if, just in case Victini wants to switch in on me expecting an Iron Head. I think he can punish me with a V-Create next turn or something like that. I can just sub up on the Predict switch out and get a T-Wave off, which will come in handy. And then I've got, just Drain Punch to hit Tyranitar and Iron Head to basically hurt his team. I don't even really need to rely on flinches. I can just do huge damage with this team. I do have enough health so that Blissey's Seismic Tosses will not break my sub. And I've got enough speed to outspeed the threats that I need to. Obviously, I'm not outspeeding max speed Victini or a max speed Metacham, but I have a sub for that, and I have T-Wave if I can get a T-Wave off on a switch to get some speed control there. So next up we've got Altaria, and my Altaria is it's a bit of a mixed attacking and defending role. It's got it's just the Dragonite set, the bulky Dragonite set, with Roost and Heal Bell for the rest of my team. But it does have enough defense investment to avoid the 2-hit KO from Banded V-Create, which is pretty crazy and pretty important for my team if he does decide to bring that. Next up we have Physically Defensive Crest, Rocky Helmet, T-Wave to slow down. Like I said, if I can slow down Victini, because Victini's a pretty great switch into Crest, if I can slow it down, if it wants to come in like a Predicted Calm Mind or a Predicted Psychic or something like that, I can 2-hit KO with V-Create. So if I can just get a T-Wave off, I can then set a Reflect up and easily wall the Victini. So that's Crest's main job. It also easily handles Mega Metacham. I'm not really fearing Toxics because I do have Heal Bell on Mega Altaria, so just like last match, Toxic isn't really the issue. Next up we've got specially attacking Landorus. I got Rock Polish on this so I can get up a sweep late game. I've got Superpower, which just destroys Chansey. Pretty self-explanatory. If it does get a chance to sweep, then it's going to put in the work. Superpower also deals a lot of damage to the Cradily, if it is like a specially defensive set, so that's pretty nice. Next up we've got Gligar, who's basically there to check Sand offense, assuming his Stoutland doesn't run like Banded Ice Fang, but even then it wouldn't take me out. I've still my Gligar there to just basically check Sand. It won't appreciate like an Ice Beam from an especially offensive Tyranitar, but I can always scout for that. I have Rotom Washed that I can just easily double into if I'm forced to make that play. And last up we've got a defensive Rotom who is there to help with Sand, to help check Sand. If I can pivot in, like I said, on Ice attacks aimed at Gligar. And he did have a Scolipede, which is a massive threat to my team, and I was really expecting him to bring it because Scolipede, in my opinion, is one of the most offensive threats in the draft format, and it can just destroy so many teams. So I did have Gligar there to take it on with ease. But if it had something like Aqua Tail and it's set up prior to me switching in, you know, we could have a problem there. So Rotom that was there as just kind of like a backup check to potential Scolipede. Obviously, it can take one Banded Vigorate from Victini if need be, and do some damage there. You know, get momentum. As you can see, he doesn't have any ground types, so Volt Switch is going to be pretty nice this game. But Creditly, you know, effectively walls Rotom. So anyway, we'll jump into the match and see what actually happened. So first turn, I lead off with Rotom. Sorry, I'll just turn this volume down. I lead off with Rotom. As he leads off with his T-Type. Now he switches out here, you know, not wanting to take a Hydro or a Willow, as I just predict that and just go for the Volt Switch. You know, making the switch out to my Jirachi, knowing I can sub up with ease on the Chansey. So he doesn't want to stay and attack an Iron Head or something like that, so he just switches out to his Cradily, which is an interesting plan on his part, because Iron Head is going to do huge damage to this Cradily, and I wouldn't switch in on a Chansey if I was especially attacking set, so yeah, it's an interesting plan on his part, as I do get the 6% flinch, so you know, that's to be expected. And I'm sitting in a pretty nice situation here. I got a sub up, and you know, I am looking pretty threatening to the rest of his team. So yeah, now sends in his Tyranitar. Now, you know, if he's Scarf, then yeah, he's going to break my sub, but I'm going to get that valuable knowledge, as I have enough speed to outspeed a non-Scarf Tyranitar. So I do confirm he's Scarf there. I get a crit with Iron Head. Didn't really matter, it was going to be a 2-go regardless, but you know, if I get Rocks up now, that means he can't come back in with Tyranitar, which is kind of bad for him, because if he wants to set Sam for Stoutland, then he's in a tough situation there. So yeah, that crit was annoying. I really didn't need it, and I'd prefer not to have got it, to be honest, but that's okay. So at this point, you know, I switch in my Gligar, because I know I can take a Crunch with ease, as he decides to, I guess, make a prediction here and switch out to his Medicham. You know, which is fine, and I'm not going to stay in and take a nice punch, so I'll just switch out to my Cress. As he switches out, he makes another double to his Stoutland, and I'm fine with this, because you know, maybe he was predicting my Cress and he knew he could do a lot of damage with a Banded Crunch, but I just get the T-Wave off and just heal up here in case he did want to switch out. But he just stays there, and it's, you know, you got a high roll the first time, so I just take this opportunity to set up a Reflect, because I know that I can easily eat another Crunch, and he gets the defense drop here, but you know, I'm still +1, so you know, that's fine. So just heal up right here. So he goes out to his Medicham, you know, which is a really interesting play on his part, because I'd already shown Rocky Helmet, and Medicham is not the counter to Crest, but you know, that's alright. So I just fire off a Moonblast here. No, I go for a T-Wave this turn, because I figured if he was going to switch out to his Tyranitar, you know, I'd paralyze it anyway. It wasn't really... I was fearing the Victini coming in, to be honest, which is why I went for T-Wave, but he just goes for the Crunch here. Wouldn't have done much to Chris with the Reflector. He was only Scarf, so I just take this opportunity to gut my Rocks, just to weaken the Victini down a little bit, because, again, that is the main concern. And so to get the parry here on my wrist, so that's nice. I mean, I can set full health. You know, it can help me with the Stoutland a bit more, so that's pretty nice. So I just take this opportunity to again switch out to my Jirachi, because he's shown that he doesn't really have much to hit my Jirachi, and it was kind of obvious he'd Ice Beam there, because why else would you bring Blissey in on a Gligar? So I just take this opportunity to set up another sub. As he sends in his Stoutland as like sack fodder, I guess, with the paralysis, it wasn't really going to do much for the rest of the game, so I can understand that. So I just reveal Drain Punch here to heal up a bit. And, you know, Josh is in a really good position now. It's behind a sub. Mega Medicham comes in with a high jump kick. I just get up a para, slow him down a bit. And, you know, it's in my favour to flinch him, so I go for that. And, you know, I get it. I could have switched out the Crest, but I didn't really want to make the game drag on for longer than it needed to. Because at this point it's looking like, you know, Jirachi is just going to put in the work. So now I just switch out to my my Crest, just to kind of scout his set, see what damage he is, you know, by the damage counts. If he does go for Vicreate, see how much it does, determine if he's banned or not. And he just goes for the Glaciate, which is cool. Lets me get off a T-Wave on the incoming Blissey. You know, he doesn't want to get paralyzed, so he switches out. But, you know, this just gives me another opportunity to go right back out to my Jirachi. So he predicts me to stay in, I guess, which is cool. Which is cool play on his part. maybe thinking he'd over-predict me to. He'd think he was gonna double out to his Victini, so I'd stay in. But I just go out to my, wrote him here just to get momentum in case he did want to switch, and then just get a nice sub of my Jirachi, because Blissey can't break it. You know, even if he does have seismic toss, I can take one and still keep my sub up. So now he goes out to his Victini as I just get another sub and just go for the T-wave, just neutering this threat. Yeah, so he is a specially attacking set, shows the Glaciate and the Blue Flare. So that was a pretty good choice against my team, because I do have a big ice weakness, and you know, Mega Rotsari is weak to the ice, so I can understand that on his part. As I missed the first Hydro, and he gets the burn here, which is kind of annoying, but that's fine. That's totally fine. I mean, it happens. As I missed my second Hydro, you know, he just keeps firing off blue flares. So at this point, I go for another Hydro, because, you know, what are the chances of missing 3 in a row? And I hit, but it's onto the Blissey. I just see this opportunity to pain split up, because he's not going to switch out to his Victini and take another turn of rocks, and even if he does, I can just vault out the next turn and kill him. But I just heal up, and he just goes to the Ice Beam, I guess predicting, I don't know, I think he kind of given up at this point, but now I just vault out to my Jirachi, because this Blissey hasn't shown off Thunder Wave, so I don't really need to worry about that. It's shown off Toxic and Ice Beam. And this just means I can set up another sub with Mirachi. And yeah, take the game home from here. So Iron Head to take out the Blissey. And then Victini will go down to 2 hits from here. So yeah, Jirachi coming through. Really, the set really worked out the way I wanted. So I was pretty happy with that. You know, the sub it was just really nice to me this match, allowing me to get T-Waves off versus the Mega Metacham and the Victini. So yeah, that turned out really well. And yeah, guys, so we are sitting in a pretty good situation right here. We're first in the league. We're 6-0 with a 26 differential. So we're in a pretty good situation. So our final spot is guaranteed at this point. But there is a pretty exciting race for Juiced is second currently, and he's I think pretty sure he's guaranteed. He's been playing really well this season, so he's in a really good spot. I think he's got his final spot almost guaranteed. His playoff spot, sorry. But there are you know, 2 other guys, however many, I think it's 2 other guys competing for 3rd and 4th places. So that's really exciting. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, who gets in. Next week we are up against, we've got one more match of the regular season. We're up against the Anaheim Altarias, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, who, although they may be bottom of the ladder, they have a really threatening team. So, you know, I'm looking forward to playing that round and seeing how we go there. And, you know, hopefully continue our winning streak and, you know, see how we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a bit of a bloodbath, but you know, I thought I'd upload the rest of the matches, so I may as well have uploaded this. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, sorry for the short upload, but there wasn't really much to talk about this match. So thanks for watching, guys.